Let me move this over. Yay, I'm so excited to do a call with everybody. I feel like we're bringing so many, this month is bringing so many fresh girls in the business, and I kind of felt like I was not on my A game with onboarding my new girls, and like I didn't really have everything together for what I wanted to do. And I kind of feel like everybody else felt that way too. So I wanted to do this training to kind of address that and make a concrete set of notes that we can go off of to onboard our girls when they come on board with us. So what I always have them do right off the bat is have them watch a recorded onboarding video. I have one that I made myself, and I highly suggest that you guys all make one too. It doesn't have to be necessarily where you're interacting with someone else. It can just be the basics, like the one that Sam did last night. You're welcome to tag them in a video that's on one of the Facebook pages too, but it's just more personal, and you want them to see you as their leader. If you have your own onboarding video, it's just the basics. So basically this call is going to be what to do on the phone when you get on the phone and you talk to your market partner after they've watched that initial onboarding video. And honestly, I've signed up girls who don't even end up watching that video. So it saves me time that I'm not onboarding all these people that aren't even gonna put the work in. You want them to show they're gonna put in some work, and then you'll compliment that and you'll put in work too. But they have to watch something. They have to come with a little bit of knowledge, some questions, or else it's all gonna just go right over their head when you talk to them, which I've had that happen too. So this is just to reiterate what they saw in the video, give them more information, and I really go like in depth. Like some people say, oh, I don't want to overwhelm my market partner, or I don't want to make it too long. But honestly, like this is the most important part of their business, is getting it rolling in the beginning. Like you need to give them all the information, because what I've noticed is if I don't go all in, if I don't give them everything, then they come back to me and they're like, oh my God, is this a pyramid scheme? Oh my God, is it gonna make my hair fall out? And it's like, we have to address those things from day one, from the very beginning. So don't be afraid to overload them with information. I mean, they're gonna kind of feel like that in the beginning anyway. This is a new job, there's lots of training involved. So yes, I make this kind of lengthy. My onboardings with my girls have been going at least an hour. But it's not like it's me just talking the whole time. It's us conversing, us getting to know each other, and that step is really important in your relationship too. So first of all, when I get on the phone with them, I just try to make it casual, get them talking, make them feel comfortable. Depends on the relationship you have and how well you know them. But a lot of these people you haven't been super close with before, or maybe you have and you haven't been recently. So I like to ask them, or first I like to share my why I started this business. I started this business because, and share really about yourself. Let them know, let them feel connected to you, let them relate to you. Let them know how your why has evolved throughout the business and what your why is now. What are you working for? And then ask them to do the same thing. Some girls might not know really what their why is in the beginning, but we want to help them develop that. And usually people just come into the business because they want more money. And that's okay if they say that too. We just want to know where their head's at. So get them talking, ask them how much time they want to put in, what job they're currently working. If you don't know, some of the stuff you might know, but you want to know everything in detail. You want to know what their schedule's like. You want to know how much time they're wanting to put in, how much time they're willing to put in. So you can really hold them accountable for what they want to achieve. How much money do they want to make? That's kind of a hard one because they don't really know how much time is going to equate to how much money. But essentially you want to remind them that what they put in is what they're going to get out. So if they say, I only want to put in an hour a day, or I only want to put in a couple hours a week in the beginning, well, you're not going to come out the gates making thousands of dollars. If you really want to hit it hard in the beginning, you got to put more time into training in the beginning. I always remind them too that communication needs to stay wide open between us. So we're going to become very close. We're going to be talking all the time. And if you told me that, your goal is to make $1,000 a month, but then you're not following through on the things it's going to take to get that $1,000 a month, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm going to say, girl, you know, you haven't posted. I haven't seen any screenshots from you. What's going on? And establishing this communication from the get-go is really important. So they're not like, whoa, dude, like, what are you doing? You know, let them know you're going to hold them accountable for what they want to achieve. And they need to let you know what's going on in their life, if their goals change, everything like that. So really establish from the very beginning that this communication needs to stay wide open. Another thing I say right away is they need to send screenshots of everything they do. Every move they make, everything they post needs to be sent to you and gone through you or the group chat before they do anything, because I always say we don't come out the womb knowing how to sell shampoo, or really anything for that matter. We're not taught how to sell ourselves or sell a product. So it's really important that we walk our girls through several conversations. I say at least 10 conversations. You should be typing their responses for them, every single thing they say. And that's not because we think that they don't know how to, you know, they can't handle it themselves or whatever. You know, even with relationships with your best friend, it needs to be presented a certain way, and that's what we're here to help with. So just remind them, you know, you're not bothering me by messaging me. I want you to message me, because if you're making money, I'm making money. So send those screenshots, send your posts to me or the group chat before you do anything, at least for the first month, 2, you know, heck, even 3. I mean, I even send my posts to some of my girls before I post it, because it's always good to have a second set of eyes. And same thing with conversations. You know, if I feel kind of stuck and I don't like how I'm responding, I'll send it to my group chat and say, what do you guys think? We're always all working together. So that kind of relationship needs to be established from the beginning, because we don't have that in a lot of other areas of our lives. You know, after we kind of talk about all those basic things, I go into the mechanical stuff. So explain VIP. We're going to explain VIP, Smart Start, and hitting MMP. So they already saw most of this stuff on the first video, but them getting a second exposure is extremely important to them remembering it. You know, like that first time, yeah, they probably took some notes and remembered some stuff, but us telling them again exactly what the details are, that's what makes them remember it. So super important that you explain this in detail. I actually asked them first, what can you tell me about the VIP membership? And, you know, usually they'll say 15% off, free product, free shipping, you know, but then they don't remember all those other things. So this is a time when you have to go through that and make sure they're writing this stuff down. So 15% off. You make 15% on your VIPs also, and you can talk to them about the difference in VIP from retail, where retail they're making 30%. But the last percentage with VIPs is made up for bonuses, which we'll talk about in Smart Start. 15% off, free shipping. The free product is called OFY, only for you. That's important to talk about that, because people don't know what that is. Access to flash sales, $84 minimum to sign up as a VIP, plus the $20 sign up fee. So a customer is spending minimum $104 plus tax when they sign up. So that's important. A lot of girls think it's just $20 to sign up or just $84. It's both of those together. Every customer should be on the VIP membership. I've signed up probably, I don't know, 75 to 100 VIP customers, and I've had 2 customers do retail, and that's because they didn't want the whole shampoo, conditioner, and everything. They wanted dry shampoo. They just wanted one dry shampoo, and I couldn't get them on anything else. And trust me, I tried really hard. But everybody else should be doing VIP membership, because it's a good deal for you and it's a good deal for them. You're getting paid more, you're getting bonuses, and they're saving more. They're getting more freebies. So if anybody, remind them, if anybody ever gives you backlash, we can literally price it out for them and show them the differences and show them how much more they're going to get for the same amount of money with the VIP. Explain the flex ship. So it is technically like an auto ship, but it can always be pushed out by 60 days. This is super important. This is what differentiates our company from a lot of other multi-level marketing companies. For example, like the one with the oils, not doTERRA, but the other one, Young Living. I signed up for their like membership thing, and you have to order every single month. Like, you can't push it out like ours. You have to order every month at least $50. So that's a really unique part about our company, is that people can just keep pushing out that flex ship by 60 days every single time. So make sure that they know that. That's a crucial part to talking about the VIP membership. $84 minimum for the flex ships. That's the only way they get the only for you product and the free shipping. So same for you guys as market partners. Remind your girls when they sign up, if they want to order products, they need to do it through their flagship so they get the only for you product and the free shipping. Also, we just added the new customer, the VIP guidelines. We updated those, and they must order once a year to keep their VIP account. From what I'm understanding, that can be a flagship or a flash sale. So yeah, that's something we need to kind of incorporate into our training too. Mix and match discount. This is huge. When I first started, this was a big way to upsell for me and get people on more products. So when they go over $100 VIP price, they're going to get an additional 15% off of on top of what they already get. So if they get black, smoothing conditioner, and styling product, that'll put them over the 100. But if they're getting a regular shampoo, it's not going to put them over 100 because that's only $30. So you always want to make sure when we're recommending products for them that it's going over 100 to make sure they get the deal. Sorry, I'm just seeing the comments now. Okay, so yes, every customer should be getting mix and match, like unless they're doing a system. So if they get a system, you don't get mix and match on systems because they're already discounted. Mix and match products from random, not in a system essentially, that's when they get the extra 15% off. And honestly, every customer wants to take advantage of that because usually they're spending like $99 or whatever, and it's like they just have to buy one more product and it's only like a $10 increase for a $30 product. So that's something we really need to tell them about too. Smart Start, what can they tell you? Ask if they have any questions right off the bat. I always tell them it's crucial to take advantage of the bonuses and build a strong foundation for your business right from the beginning, right from the get-go. Use these bonuses to, motivate you to build that strong foundation for your business. Smart Start's the month you sign up and the 2 following months. Your goal is to build blocks. A block is 1 market partner and 4 VIPs. You guys all know this, but make sure you're telling your girls this. In the calculation that I break down for them, I do market partners $100 when they get the $2.99 pack. 4 VIPs is $60 bonus, plus they're getting the commission off of those VIPs. That's something important to remember. $150 for completing each block. So for each block, that's $310. 3 blocks is $930 plus $500 bonus. You're looking at $1,430 plus the commission off of sales. So I always tell them with 1 block, you're paying off your product pack, which is really important because it makes them really get motivated to build that 1 block. And then once they have that block, it's like it just keeps rolling from there on out. MMP, so they hear about this on the call last night too, but we're just reiterating for them. Ask them what they can tell you about it, what questions they have. Explain active lines. That's not something that people really understand. So explain that 200 PV gets you active, and it doesn't have to be a new market partner. It could be someone who gets reactive with $200 or 200 PV. So you need 2 active lines. Explain PV, which is your personal volume, what you sell and what you buy. You need 300. GV, everything from PV goes to GV, and then plus anything underneath you. Any of the sales from the girls underneath you or any market partner sold up, everything else goes to your GV, and you need 1,200 of that. Make sure they're understanding all of this stuff because as it can be kind of boring, it's really important that they understand this stuff. A lot of times we have a girl come into the business and she'll do really great and have all these sales. And I'm like, girl, you're close to ranking. And they're like, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh my God, like we need to look at your back office right now. And a lot of times when I explain MMP, I'll have them log into their back office so they know how to do that. They go look at the actual rank tracker. I have them see the 2 active lines, 300 and 1,200, and then I have them click through the ranks so they can see what all the requirements are for each rank. That was something that was really cool to me in the beginning was, okay, I can actually see what I need for this rank and the next rank. So taking them through and them just like seeing that instead of just hearing it is another way that it's gonna make it stick for them. All right, social media. 80% you, 20% the business. This is really important with whatever you do, whatever you post in the business, make sure it's 80% you always. If you haven't posted in 3 days, you better not be posting about the business because no one's going to want to buy from you. So just remind them that, and a lot of girls really need to boost up their social medias. They need to start posting more, at least 3 times a day about yourself, about your brand. And try to make it, I always say, entertaining, educating, or provoking emotion. Your 3 E's: entertain, educate, emotion. So with everything you post, you want to be, is it entertaining someone? Is it teaching them something? Or, is it making them feel a certain way? Are you making them feel the way you feel? This is really important to them, feeling connected to you. Are you creating value? What are you posting? Really reflect on what you're posting. Like, don't just be like, oh, I did X, Y, and Z today. Give it more detail and let them know that the more they get on there, the more they show themselves their emotion, what's going on in their lives. That's how they're going to connect to people. And relationships are the most important part. So take advantage of when you're on social media and get yourself out there. Ask them what their brand is. What are the 5 things that make you you? Help them with some ideas based on those things. So some girls say, well, I really love coffee. Tell them maybe they could go to a coffee shop once a week and do a little tour in there, or they can post every day a different, they have different coffees they drink or creamers or whatever, It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be you. It just has to be them. The goal is to be relatable. No one's going to think that they can do the business with you if you're always perfect and done up and you always have makeup on and you're never talking on your story and it's always like a perfect selfie. Like, if you're perfect all the time, no one wants to do the business with you. So remind girls of that, because a lot of what holds girls back at the beginning is their want to be perfect. They see us on here and they think, oh, well, anything anyone sees on your page, that'll be an excuse that they can't do the business. Girls tell me, oh, I don't go out all the time. And I'm like, well, what does that have to do with the business? So you have to be as relatable as you can. So that showed me, okay, I need to show myself not going out as much. I need to be on the couch more posting, so as relatable as you can be. Here I have listed what's going on in your life. What does your house look like? This helps people connect to you. And although you might think that's kind of creepy, if you show the inside of your house and where you live, people are feel like they're there with you and they're really interacting with you. Who do you spend your time with? Your family, your friends. If you're really close with your mom, show that relationship. What kind of coffee do you drink? What are your habits and routines? What do you do when you wake up? Pets, family, friends. All these things are important to building the connection with your followers. Talk on your story. This is something that girls come into the business and they don't necessarily want to do right away. I know I didn't want to talk on my story. I don't like hearing myself speak. I don't think any of us do. We all pick ourselves apart, but that's probably the single-handed most important thing to do on social media is to start speaking on there, because when someone sees you speak, they trust you more. They know about your mannerisms and what you're like. So this is really important. So try to get your girls to talk on their story. Curiosity is huge. When they start, especially when they start in their first 3 months of the business, it's extremely important that they keep the curiosity alive. This is how I was successful in the first 3 months of my business. Is I literally was just like, my hair feels amazing. Oh my God, I get to make money between going to the gym and blah, blah, blah. And people were literally dying from curiosity. They had to ask me. But if I would have said, I'm selling Monat, come get it, who wants it? That's just giving it all up. No one wants, no one's interested when you're giving it all up. Just like in everything else in your life, dating is the same way. If you're giving it all up, nobody's going to be chasing after you. So that's a really important piece. And when you start this business, so remind them, don't show the products any more than you have to. Maybe if you're doing a tutorial or something, and then don't say Monat, don't say the company name, don't necessarily reference exactly what you're doing in any way. Because if you do, you're not ever going to know who's interested in the business. That is key. Because if you say, I'm selling Monat, my hair feels amazing, they're like, her hair does look amazing. Let me go buy this on Amazon. You've lost it. You've lost your market there. So you have to keep them really intrigued in what you're doing and coming to you to ask questions. Okay. This is huge. Follow as many people as you can in the business. So we used to have photo albums. Like I still have a photo album where I add my girls to it when they first start to get some ideas for posting. But then what I realized is like those posts were then getting outdated and I was going to have to like keep updating it like all the time. And it was just like getting to be too much. So tell your girls to follow as many people in the business as they can from the very beginning, from new girls to older girls, everything, and tell them to screenshot everything they like that they post and put it in an album for later. Like I literally have an album on my phone. It says posting ideas. So whenever I feel like I don't know what to post, I literally go in the album and I just use what somebody else made and I make it for myself. I make it with a photo of me, or I redo the tutorial, whatever. So that's really important, is make sure they're following as many girls as they can when they first start. So that helps them get inspired too, and helps them feel like it's not just you and them in the business. There's lots of other people that are here too. Okay, reaching out. So posting and reaching out, like they can't come apart. They have to go together, because if you're posting, people aren't just going to be like flocking to you, especially when you first start. So you have to be reaching out and making those connections. Also, you know, if you're just reaching out and making those connections, it's going to take you way longer to get the sale if you're not posting. So posting and reaching out, like they go together. You have to do both of them in order to be successful. First thing I always tell them, again, screenshot everything you do, every communication you have. If someone says, oh, what is this thing you're doing? Or response to your story, I'm interested in these products. They better be sending you every single time for what to say. And after 10 conversations, they'll have it in the bag. But relationships are key. So work on making friends and reconnecting with old friends before you're worried about the business. Before you even think, oh, technically you're thinking, yes, I want them as my market partner, and that's why you're contacting them. But think relationship. That is what's important. Make friends before you worry about necessarily pitching them business or getting them on board with this. Obviously, that's in the back of your head, and that's your motivation for talking to them. But know that to make that happen, it's all about them knowing you, liking you, and trusting you, which is going to happen through posting and reaching out. So for your hot market, these are people involved in your everyday life, at your birthday party, who you talk to often. Honestly, a lot of girls don't have this when they sign up, and I didn't either, and that's totally okay. I lived in North Dakota in the middle of nowhere, and I was isolated from everybody that I grew up with and everybody who I lived in North Dakota with. And so I really didn't have a hot market, and that's okay too. That's a huge silver lining to this business, is you grow your market and you grow the girls that are close to you, and you really find people that are, thinking the same thing you are, same way you are rather. But if you do have a hot market, you want to just be upfront with them. You already have an ongoing relationship. You don't need to build a relationship at all. So what I have written here, and I have notes for all this, I'll send to all the group chats after this. So I'm not going to go slow for you guys to write this down or anything. But as an example, I just said, hey girl, I'm so excited because I partnered with a company that allows me to earn through my phone, and you're the first person I thought of to do this with me. We can get rich together and travel the world. Is there a time today that works best to talk it over? So with this kind of pitch, you don't have to worry about building the relationship, but capitalize on what you guys already have in your relationship. So I say, we can get rich together and travel the world. That would be what I would say, because that's what I want to do. But if you are a mom and all you want is more time with your kids, and you're talking to another mom, it would be totally different. You could say, I would love to, or you could say, I'd love to plan a mommy trip with you, or I'd love to have more time with our kids together. Whatever that is, you got to tailor that to that situation. Basically, you want to get your hot market on the phone with your sponsor as soon as possible. Don't try to be brave and do this on your own. Basically, we're here to help you and help educate them and answer any questions they have. And honestly, if you try to do it yourself, you're going to be really blindsided by some of the questions they have. So don't be afraid to ask us to get on board for that. Sorry, just reading some of the comments. Okay. I have the whole thing moved over so I can see my notes, so I can't see your guys' comments if you need something. Okay, so for warm market, these are your friends, acquaintances, anybody who you've had interactions with in the past, classmates, teammates, whatever. You know, my warm market was even like girls that I went to preschool with. Like I literally signed up a girl that I went to preschool with as a VIP customer. So all these people that basically know you exist, know that you're a trustworthy person. First thing, you just want to reconnect with them. Usually I respond to a story of theirs or comment on a photo. I try to get some interaction first and then just lead into, hey girl, how are you? What have you been up to? They answer, they ask back. Your next question can be, what are you doing for work? And they'll obviously ask you. And if they don't, then honestly, I just answer the question back anyway. They don't even notice. With either of the responses, either, you know, them asking you back, what are you doing these days? Or what are you doing for work? You can say, I recently began an opportunity to promote an amazing hair care line through my social media. I figured I spend enough time on there anyway. I might as well earn for the time I put in. So super simple. You're not offering them the business or asking them if they want to be a part of it. You're planting the seed and you're moving on. This is super important. You're not asking them if they want to be a part of it. You're leaving it and you're moving on. The seed has been planted is what we like to say. You want to plant as many seeds as you can. And every month you'll see some of those seeds harvest. So I say if you plant 100 seeds this month, next month you'll see 10 harvests. The next month you'll see 10. And still, to this day, I planted seed 18 months ago and I have girls coming around that are wanting more information about the business. So just know when you, as many seeds as you can plant, it'll help you in the future. So plant that seed, let her know, this is what I've been doing, move on, ask another question. Where are you living these days? How are your kids doing? Whatever. You just want to keep the conversation going so it doesn't seem like it's like all based around you pitching them. If they don't, you know, sometimes they might even ask you about it, and that's where we can come in and we can help you with the responses. But if they don't, they're going to be watching every move you make, every single post you do, everything you have up, they're going to be seeing it because now you've engaged with them on Instagram. So you're beating the algorithm. And essentially what this means is the people that you engage with the most on Instagram, who you talk to the most, who you comment on their photos the most, who you reply to their stories the most, and they respond to yours, you guys are going to be first on each other's list of stories. Your posts are going to pop up first. So this is really important. You want to be the first on as many people's stories as you can. Like when I bring girls into the business, I say, my story's always first on your thing, isn't it? And they're like, oh my God, yeah, I thought that was just like because you post it all the time. And I'm like, no, it's because you watch me every day. So know that they have to do the same thing. You have to be getting stuff up consistently enough, engaging with the people who you want to see that stuff for them to see it, because the algorithm will just screw you if you're not talking to those people. They won't see it. Okay, cold market. So this has been a debate for a long time. What should we do with this cold market thing? But honestly, relationships are the most important, as I've said. So you really just want to work on making friends. This is like RJ's key line is whenever I talk to girls on a call, he's like, she's not making enough friends. She's got to make more friends. Be less focused on offering them the business and be more focused on just making a relationship with them. And the business will just come naturally, you guys, seriously. And you can do the same thing as you did with the warm market people by, you know, planting that seed and saying, this is what I do, but make sure you move on. Make sure you're not pitching these people. It's really important because it becomes all about your pitch and not about the relationship. And at that point you've lost them. And there's really no going back from that a lot of times, unless you meet them in person and it takes a lot longer, but just don't go there. Focus on the friendship. So I always tell my girls, you know, they talk, oh, should I start meeting new people, talking to people? But yes. You should be talking to as many new people as you can, making as many friends as you can everywhere you go. Because when you never want your warm market to run out. And essentially for me, my warm market has not run out because I just kept connecting with people. I kept meeting people. Me going out in Vegas, that's me working. I'm recruiting. Every time I go, have 2 drinks and I try to get 10 Instagrams. That's my goal. So you want to be making as many friends as you can always, everywhere you go, so your warm market doesn't run out. But don't necessarily worry about like pitching them or getting them into the business right away. Most importantly, when you're talking to people is confidence and passion. I tell my girls this every time we talk. You have to be confident. from the day you sign up, you have to be like, this is the shit that's going to make me rich, or whatever you want in your life. You have to have that mindset, even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, even if you don't know if you're going to be successful with this, you don't know anything about the compensation plan of the company. The second you give that off to somebody, it's over. You know, if you're skeptical about this, there's no way they're getting on board. So you have to be confident. And that's what we're here to help with too. Even if you don't know what the heck you're talking about, let us help you. We're your backbone to it. So if you say, yeah, girls is the best company ever. And they're like, well, what's so good about it? And you're like, oh shit, that's what we're here to help with. So let us help you through that. And then passion. I say, find your why and chase it with all of your heart, because this business can literally give us anything we want. Anything, because we have unlimited earning potential. So find your why. What is your why in this business? Why are you doing this? Research the compensation plan, research the products, and really dive into this. Get passionate about it, because when people feel your passion, they're more willing to listen. Honestly, I don't stop talking about this opportunity, and people finally are like, okay, what is it? It must be good if you're this passionate about it. That's what you want. Okay, getting no's. There's no avoiding getting no's, haters, bad backlash. It's going to happen. And I prep my girls for this on the very first call. And it's super important because I've had girls fall right off. We do our onboarding. It's great. I haven't heard from them in a week. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, well, my friend told me it's going to make my hair fall out. So I stopped using it and I returned my box. And I'm like, oh crap, I didn't tell her about detox, or I didn't tell her about bad reviews. Like, we have to prep them for this on the very first call. It's really important. So there's no avoiding getting no's. You're going to grow though. All your haters, all the backlash that you get, you have to remind them that this is going to grow them. And it's going to grow their business. It's going to grow their mind. It's going to grow their life. So when people come at you and they're being haters, when they're talking about pyramid scheme, honestly, people are really uneducated. So that's why it's important for us to educate ourselves and educate our girls. So, and oftentimes those people are the miserable ones. You know, the ones that are the haters are the ones sitting at their minimum wage jobs, not doing anything about it. They're uneducated. They don't know how to change their situation. So don't get mad. Don't get upset. Just be educated and hit them with the facts. So when someone comes at you talking about a pyramid scheme, essentially you want to educate them. Don't be defensive. Be prepared. Educate them. Honestly, the corporate world is so much more of a scheme than what we're doing, but people get really turned off by the fact that we're recruiting people. They think that since we recruit people, this is a pyramid scheme. And essentially every company is a pyramid, which is really important to remind people. Every company is like this, with a CEO at the top and the new employees at the bottom, and people are profiting from people all the way up. So this is nothing different than what we're doing, and you have to remind them of that. I have like an example response that I send to my girls that they can send. It says, pyramid schemes are illegal, and our company is on track to hit $1 billion in sales in its first 5 years. Pyramid schemes don't have a product. We are a multi-level marketing company. Really important to point that out. Multi-level marketing company versus pyramid scheme. If you Google it, it's completely different. The difference is that we have endless possibilities and can work our way all the way to the top if we want, with the core of our business being the best hair care out there. You sell under someone, but you have no boundaries on what you can make. So it's really important points to hit. We have a product, and pyramid schemes don't. You can work all your way up, whereas a pyramid scheme, you're only under somebody else and you're only profiting on what you bring in under the bottom, underneath you. So yeah, I'll send you guys all these notes. So make sure your girls are getting educated on pyramid scheme versus multi-level marketing company. There's like a graph out there that I really wanted to send you guys to after this. I'm going to try to find it. If anybody has it, feel free to share. Okay. Let me check the comments. Has anybody said anything important? Okay. Gabby, when you go out, do you literally just ask for the Instagram, or how you go about that? Okay. When I talk to people, when I go out, it's kind of scary. It's always going to be scary. That's louder. You're always going to be nervous about talking to people. So a lot of times I'll go out to like a club or a bar and like I'll have a drink first. And some people probably don't drink, but that just makes it a lot easier for me and I'm way more smooth. Honestly, I overthink it a lot. And so you just have to do is practice as much as you can. Usually the bathroom is like the place to get these girls though. And so I'll just literally come out of the bathroom. First girl I see with nice hair, I'm like, oh my God, girl, your hair is so beautiful. Like, what do you use? I'm like, oh my God, girl, your hair is beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, whatever. You know how the whole thing goes. And then basically from there, I'm like, oh my God, are you from Vegas? Where are you from? What do you do? I ask them all little questions. They tell me what they do for work. They always ask me what I do for work. And I'm like, oh my God, I help women build businesses on their Instagrams. I would love to have your Instagram. What is it? I'd love to follow you. What's your Instagram? Let's engage. Let's connect, whatever. I always say that. And they always give me their Instagram and I'll always be like, did you get it? Or like I make them like look and see and then follow me back. Because it's ruined if they don't follow you back. Like that's the key. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, take my Instagram. I would love to connect with you. That's a good way to do it too. Okay. Yeah, it's totally like dating. Okay. Let's move on. So detox, I always talk about this on the very first call, especially because they could go through a detox and if they're really oily and then they decide to not tell you, and if you haven't talked to them about this, then you've lost them. So really important to educate them on the very first call. How do our products work? Our products break down the buildup on your hair that other products leave on. So shampoos, conditioners, styling products, dry shampoo, heat protectants, they leave a wax and silicone buildup on your hair, essentially to put a Band-Aid over the issue to make it feel soft, smooth, healthy, thick. When we remove all that, crazy stuff can happen. You know, your hair is exposed for the first time, your scalp is exposed for the first time, everything is like breathing for the first time. And some people have a really hard time adjusting. We don't want to freak them out or anything. We want them to be educated about what this means. This is good. You know, some people's hair has to get worse before it gets better. I'd say it happens to about 50% of people. And these are the ways that it can happen. Oh, also you want to talk about Capixul, which is our growth ingredient, naturally based, clinically proven to promote growth, and Rejuvenique oil, which is patented. It has the smallest molecular structure, so it can penetrate and heal from the inside out. I always tell them opposite of coconut oil. When they have these two ingredients, Capixul and Rejuvenique oil, they kind of, okay, I can figure out the products now and I can talk about them and I sound educated. Okay, a couple ways detox can happen. Some people get oily. That means their scalp is pushing out the buildup. We want to get them samples of black to help break down the buildup, and then the Rejuvenique oil to help balance their scalp's natural oils. So yeah, your scalp's just pushing out all that nasty stuff, and that sometimes just takes time. Some people get it, some people don't, using the same exact products before. Everyone's different. That's the most common form. So if someone's oily already, they're usually going to oily detox. So I always get them on the black shampoo. Even if they say I get oily on day 3, usually if it's 3 or less, I'm just doing black shampoo. And honestly, everyone loves it. I haven't had one person say, I don't like the black shampoo. Everyone's like, this is the best shampoo that you've given me. Why wasn't this the first one? And I'm like, oh, sorry. So I've learned my lesson there. But black, everybody loves that, especially for oily roots. It helps break down that nasty buildup. And it's a great first product for them to use too, because obviously that's the time that they're going to have the most buildup on their hair. Some people get a dry scalp. So when you remove all that buildup, the natural state of their scalp is actually dry, which they might have not even known. They might have felt like, oh my gosh, I'm oily. And in that case, if you gave them black and they said, you know, they have maybe dry ends, you want to make sure you have something hydrating to complement it, like smoothing conditioner. So oil samples, really important to soothe and hydrate the scalp. Make sure you guys are sending them samples, and make sure your customers know that we can send them samples if they need it. A lot of people get coarse, dry ends. This is the natural state of their hair. Like I have a girl on Olaplex and then she switched to our stuff and she's like, I feel like my hair's breaking off. I'm like, no, it's just literally your hair is like split everywhere. And that Olaplex was just literally a plastic layer holding it all in. So you have to remind them that This is the natural state of your hair, and now our products can go in and heal it now that that buildup is removed. I say be on the alert for allergies too, because, you know, if someone's scalp is really that itchy or dry, you know, they could be allergic. So that's always a high possibility too. In any situation is allergies. So, you know, we don't want to force people to use the products if that's the case, obviously. Okay. Last thing. That's my everything I tell them, all the basic information they need. Now, what do they do now? Because they get off this 2-hour-long call potentially, and they're like, oh my God, that was so much information. But like, you know, usually they're like, okay, I feel better, but what do I do now? So they need to make their lists, potential list for VIPs, potential list for market partners, and their dream team list. Some people like to say, give them 100 people on each list, but like, that was really overwhelming for me in the beginning. It was like 100 people. Like, I don't even talk to one person. Like, the only person I even text me is my mom. Like, how am I going to come up with 100 people? So usually I'll say 50 or maybe 25 to start, whatever. Give them some number that they can work on. But they need those lists because they're always going to be updating them. Intro post. So this is something we kind of developed not that long ago, but them kind of making an introduction post to the business and creating that curiosity with their followers. So if they go on Main Attractions photo albums, there's an album on there that says intro post, and they can see all the ideas right on there, and have them tell them to write out a draft of what they're thinking with their story and then send it to you. So that's really important. Before they post anything, they need to get that intro post up. Hold on one second. Okay. Hot market. I always tell them to contact people from their hot market right away. Maybe right after they get the intro post up. I feel like that would be appropriate. They got to do that right away and discuss who they are with you. So you should know who your market partners, potential hot market partners are, so that you can help them pitch those people. And then that way you can check in. How's your conversation going with Monica? Whatever. Those hot market people, you should know who they are. Start reconnecting. So warm market people, have them start responding to stories, doing the whole, hey, how are you? What have you been up to these days? And start going through those steps. And then start making new friends everywhere you go, the club, the grocery store, on the internet. Start trying to make new friends. You always want to be growing that market. Plan a wash party. So this is really important. Right when you get your products, you should have a couple people over, those hot market people. This is a great time to get them over, talking about the products. It can be your mom, your aunt, your cousin, your sister, whatever. Get people over and start washing their hair. That's going to be key. So help them plan that. Market Partner Academy. This covers a lot of basics for new girls coming into the business, and I guess can really, really help girls figure it all out and not feel so overwhelmed. Just kind of like doing this call is. Last thing, do something for your business every single day. I really liked what Alexandra Kiker said. She said 24 hours can completely change your business. That's not one 24-hour period. That's 1 hour every day for 24 days. They can totally change your business, especially when girls come into this. If they can work an hour every day and we can help them with exactly what to do, like this list I just gave, that's going to help them be the most successful. So yes, I know that was long and detailed, but if girls want to be successful in this business, it's super important that they know all of this information before they start talking to people. Air quiz too, Darcy has that. Does anybody else have anything that they add to theirs? If you guys have anything, seriously, let me know, because I'm always, we're always learning together. We can always improve. So yeah, that's all I have really, but we'll get this posted up, and I'll put I'll send my notes out in all the group chats, and we'll put them on the comments of the photo too. Yes, I have an intro email. I'm actually still editing that, and I'm going to send that out to you guys too. I want to edit the whole VIP part, but that goes more into detail, talking to people and stuff and getting VIPs fitted. You guys are so welcome. Thank you. Okay, bye you guys.